In today's video, I collapse and hit the ground hard. I see some ducks, and I make an 8-grain loaf of bread. We're going out for a couple of nights cruise out onto the cut, just going up to Braunston, just making my way out of the Marina. The lock was mostly empty, but it's a bit leaky at the other end, so I had to just let out an inch or two of water. Now we are able to go in. As you can see, the gate is open, and this is actually a double lock, which makes it a little bit more difficult. This means I've got to come over to one side and control the boat that way. And I've also got a couple of ducks in the pound, so I've got to try and avoid them. Now the problem I've got is getting over to the side. What I'm having to do is to walk up the side of the boat, get to the ladder so that I can get out. Making sure I keep hold of the rope, and I've forgotten the windlass, so I've got to go all the way back now and get my windlass. As you have seen, I successfully navigated the first of 3 locks. However, soon after that, it all seemed to go wrong. I loosely tied up so I could go and open the next lock. I walked up, emptied the lock and opened the gate. It's hard to explain as it happened so quickly. I was daydreaming about the next couple of nights and really looking forward to it. I started down the steps. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground in quite a lot of pain. It seemed all over me. Scrapes on my hand, elbow and knee. Worst was the bruising in my right hand and centre of chest. I thought I may have cracked a rib as the pain was so intense. I gingerly made my way back to Narrowboat Kate to treat some of my wounds. The pain subsided a little and I decided to go on. Thankfully, it had not been more serious. I was also very happy I was wearing my iWatch, as it recognised I'd had a fall and was very insistent I'd tell it if I was okay. I did, but knowing if I wasn't, it would have called for help. It came in handy a few weeks later with a worse fall. More of that in a future video. I do hope it never happens again. Haven't done much filming since yesterday. Had a bit of a tumble at one of the locks, not in the water, just on the side. Hit myself pretty hard. So I'm actually going to head back to the Marina today. Just do a bit of recovery. Try and do a little bit of filming on the way. Fantastic day today, blue skies. Shame it's going to get cloudy around about lunchtime. It's about 8:30 in the morning right now, and we're due some rain next week, much needed. So you can have a look at the side here. You can see the level of the canal is actually down by about 6 inches or so. So we do need some rain, particularly for the rivers and canals. Through here, look to our left, and you'll see some glamping tents. See a boat passed a minute ago. A few people out nice and early, but who can blame them? Look at this sky. Nice and warm, just the right temperature. Just coming onto bridge 104. What I'm going to do for you today is actually make some bread, just a half loaf. So if I show you what ingredients I've got. And to make any bread you need a strong flour. I'm actually going to use a strong multi-grained 8-grain flour because I like a bit of grain in my bread. Some olivio, or it's actually a mix of olive oil and vegetable oil, some yeast, some sugar, granulated sugar that is, some salt, and some measuring mugs and a bowl. There you go, that's roughly 350 grams of flour. So what I'm going to do is put that in my bowl. Need about a teaspoon or so of salt. I'm going to put in about half a teaspoon of sugar. So I need about a tablespoon of oil. Alright, 2 more ingredients to add is the water and yeast. So what I'm going to do is actually add the yeast to the water. Now this is lukewarm water. So I've done like maybe a third of very hot water, not quite boiling, and the rest is cold water. That's about 7 grams of yeast. They come in these nice handy packs of just the right amount. That can just be poured straight into, if I make a little well, straight into the flour. Just gently mix that in. Ideally you'd be using a mixing machine which does all the hard work for you. Right, I did wash my hands beforehand, so now this is where you get your hands in there. Just getting it all together. Right, now I'm going to cover it up with a towel. You need to leave it in a warm place. I'm going to leave it where it is at the moment because inside the boat it must be about 27-28 degrees, which is pretty ideal for getting bread to rise. So I'll just cover that up for the next 30 minutes or so and then give it a check. There we have a little more hen outside my kitchen window saying, "Where's my food? Oh, I haven't got any. I'll bring you some next time." Then we've got a duck across that side. And a nice sunbathe on the dock. Okay, now that's just been just over half an hour or so. Let's see what we got. Oh yes, that has actually more than doubled in size. So what we do now, once that's done, is to knock it back, as they call it. And you just put your fingers in there just to knock it back. Lift it out. And what we're doing now is to shape the loaf. Now I haven't got myself a bread tin, so what I'm going to do is just do like a rounded loaf. And the way to do it is you like tucking your hands underneath like that as you turn it. So you're almost stretching it down and tucking it underneath. So you've got a nice round shape, a bit like a small ball. I'm actually going to use this dish here to bake it in, but we need to let it rise for about another hour or so. So I'm just going to very lightly oil my dish. Okay, so now I've got that. Just drop that in the middle. There we go, and now we need to leave that to rise for around about an hour. When it gets to the edge and it's nicely rounded, that's when I'll start baking it. Right, that's been just over half an hour or so, so let's have a look, see how much it's risen. Oh wow, that is just perfect. So it's filled out the bowl nicely. So what I'm going to do now is put the oven on to warm up, and then we're going to put that into the oven. Right, just about to light the oven. We need to set it to around about 220 degrees centigrade, that's gas mark 7 or 425 Fahrenheit. So I've got a gas oven, so I'm going to set mine to gas mark 7. I'm going to give that a few minutes to warm up and then we'll put the bread in. That's got even bigger in just a few minutes. I've been waiting for the oven to warm up, so let's put it in there and see how it gets on. Okay, that's got to be in there for between 30 and 40 minutes, but I suspect it might be done a few minutes before that, so we'll keep checking it. Right, that is looking really good. It's had 40 minutes in there, I don't know this oven, which is why I've given it that time, but it looks just about done now, so I'm going to take it out and just test it. So what I need to do now is just tap it, and you need to hear that nice hollow sound. Sounds good from the top. Okay, that's had some time to cool now. Yeah, it's just perfect now. Just going to transfer that to a plate. So, cut a slice off so you can have a look inside. Oh yeah, that looks good. Right, just going to put some butter on that, and then of course got to have a taste. That is delicious. Tell you what, there's not a lot better than fresh baked bread with butter on. Yum. Please join me on my journey by subscribing to Red One Afloat. Thank you, and see you soon.